This is 10 News First, Sydney, with Hugh Rimmond.
Well, good evening. War and tragedy in and around Iran. And hours after that country launched missiles targeting American troops, a passenger plane crashed in the capital, Tehran, with nearly 180 people on board. We'll get to that in a moment. First, the ballistic missiles, more than a dozen of them, were launched at two facilities in Iraq housing US troops. One, the Ain al-Assad base, has long been a key strategic centre for American troops in the region. Now the world waits and watches for Donald Trump's response.
These dark pictures, shown on Iranian state television, claim to be the moment a barrage of ballistic missiles were fired at the Al-Assad air base, 230 kilometres west of Baghdad. Iran's powerful Revolutionary Guard launched the attacks to avenge the US assassination of its commander, General Qasem Soleimani.
Well, it's very troubling. It's early. We know as many as 12 missiles have been launched.
The Iranian foreign minister warned it was coming in this interview with CBS correspondent Elizabeth Palmer in Tehran.
We are a law-abiding nation. When we take action, it won't be disproportionate, unlike what President Trump has said. It will be against legitimate targets.
Does that mean military?
It will be against legitimate targets.
When?
As we choose.
Soon?
As we choose.
They chose dinner time in Washington.
This is the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. There is breaking news as we come on the air tonight. In fact, right now, there are reports of rockets hitting an Al-Assad air base in western Iraq. Now,
the base itself is home to American, British and Iraqi forces. A 2-hour drive from central Baghdad, a Qantas flight, QF9, from Perth to London was in Iraqi airspace when the attacks happened. The airline and many other international carriers now diverting flights around the country or considering it. The US president tweeted, "All is well, assessments of casualties and damages taking place now. So far, so good." Earlier, he made it plain he was prepared to unleash the US military if provoked or attacked.
We're prepared. We're totally prepared. And likewise, we're prepared to attack if we have to, as retribution.
Iran insists it's not an act of war, rather self-defense, a proportionate response to the death of General Soleimani.
He was a monster, and he's no longer a monster. He's dead.
Today, the crush at his funeral caused by a stampede. Death to America, they chanted as their own were dying beneath their feet. 56 mourners were killed and more than 200 wounded. The general was eventually buried just as the sun set, as tensions between two old enemies rise to dangerous new levels.
Well, Eamon Ashton Atkinson is live for us in New York tonight. So now, Eamon, any word yet on casualties or damage from these missiles?
Well, Hugh, it's interesting that Iranian state television is reporting up to 80 US troops have been killed in these attacks, but I must stress that there is absolutely no evidence of this. And in fact, it's been around 7 hours since the attack took place, still no confirmation from the Pentagon or the White House about a number of casualties or the extent of the damage. But going on the fact that President Trump has gone to bed and tweeted all is well, so far so good, we can only assume that he is comfortable with this situation and that these reports out of Iran are just the country beating its chest. Now, had there been mass American casualties with Donald Trump threatening over the past few days to bomb 52 Iranian sites, if that were to happen, including cultural sites, then surely there would have been an entirely different reaction from the president. So he has promised in the morning to address the country, where we will certainly find out more information. Hugh?